African President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. I believe you are the African president in the sense that you have brought a revolution at a time that is necessary. When Donald Trump stopped aid to Africa, your revolution was the first step, which I declared to all the presidents of Zambia based on the vision that I had in 1990. I walked into the first state's president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, on my foot. I walked to the second president, FTJ Chiluba, with my first walking, declaring that God is looking for a president that is going to remove the dependence from donor aid. You see, what I want to say is that poverty is always associated with people of God. And because of that, presidents, they want people who can come with vehicles, with money, supporting the party, giving the president some luxury, then they will welcome that person. But if a person comes with a mere word to say, I've come to declare God's will in your life, they say, arrest him, he's mad. And they see as if a person comes for begging. One prime example is that Elijah walked in King Ahab's palace. As he was walking, he entered being unnoticed. I remember when I was looking for President Chiluba at State House, I failed to go in, but I managed to go through the cordon of the president at the airport. This was in 2000, where I broke the cordon. I greeted President Chiluba among the ministers' queue, where they did the search, but they could not understand, they could not see that there was a stranger. Michael Sata only saw me. When you look close to this picture, you see that Michael Sata is looking from behind. And that's when he noticed that there was a stranger. So I want to say that when God appointed me to go into the airport, he protected me the same way he did to Elijah. And Elijah, after declaring his message of 3.5 years of drought, he actually walked again back into the bush, whether he had a farm. The book of truth which is the Holy Scripture, is silent. But the actual fact is that Elijah was in a cave, like one of those Facebook commenters says, hey, you're shark. You keep quiet. You cannot talk about the successive prophet like TB Joshua, like Siawan, like this other one, is it Isaac Amata, because you are in a shack. The shack is where there's a truth. The truth, when you find it in those rich prophets, they always talk things that are going to please you, but not the truth. The truth that I have for Africa is that Africa must unite. When Elijah was in the cave, he was waiting for his prophets to come to pass. I've waited for all these presidents, from President Kaunda, the first president, Chiluba, the second, Manawasa, the third, the fourth, Lupia Banda, the fifth, Michael Sata, the sixth, Ed Kalungu, who is currently also faced with the health issues in fulfillment of what I saw. Now, the seventh president, who is Hakainde Chilema, is faced with economical crisis. I want to tell you that I'm Elijah. Even when the birds were tired to give Elijah food, they stopped supplying with food. When the setting or the well where Elijah was getting water, it dried up, Elijah went to the widow and commended the widow, because the widow says, I'm only remaining with the meal for 1 meal only. I've only remained with the flour for only 1 meal. Then Elijah says, you go, woman, go and make that meal for me first. Let me eat first, because he was hungry. And when that widow made that meal for Elijah, the widow actually realized that the flour was sustaining the three of them until the drought period was over. I want to ask you to say, at this particular time, those who see the truth in this message that I have, that Africa must unite, let them be prime ministers to Ibrahim of Burkina Faso. And those who want this message to reach the whole world, let them actually support the printing of these books. Support the printing of this book so that the message is clear. There is a testimony. Those who want to say, I'm a false prophet, they must have these books in their homes so that they are able to testify. For example, this one where I said, this shall fail. UPND shall not fix the economy. Get a copy and have a testimony in your own house so that you can prove me false after President Hakainde Hichilema's tenure of office. If he refuses, God will bring Africa into slavery. May God bless you.